Hello, my friends. Welcome to me, your host, Christian Watson. It is so good to be with you guys here today. So, I don't have a news story for you. I guess I do, actually. So, my channel is a mixture of covering current events and topics of that sort. I have a story for you about someone who I think epitomizes everything that a independent thinker, everything that someone who is inherently concerned with the American experiment and with the general experiment of free expression of consciousness should look at as an example, as an exemplar of this sort of grand idea. Mr. Tom MacDonald, as you see right on your screen. Now, Mr. MacDonald here, I don't know what to say. Because I personally, I don't listen to rap music. He's a rapper, an independent rapper. I don't listen to rap music. I grew up around rap music. I know all the great rappers. I'm familiar with all their lyrics. Well, certainly. But I typically don't listen to hip hop. The aesthetic does not fit my desires or taste. Incidentally, a lot of the lyrics of modern day hip hop, it's just as I mentioned before in a video I did a few days ago, just are nothing short of degenerate and have nothing of intellectual value to offer us beyond wallowing in the mere primal pleasures of our human being. But Tom MacDonald has released something, a message that is contagiously different. And this message is resonating with people. So recently he released two songs called Fake Woke and Cancelled. And in both of those songs he is creating, inducing, biting, incisive cultural commentary about the current status of our cultural interactions across the Western world. And in many places in the Western world, especially in Canada, especially in America, we are sensitized to the point where free expression cannot happen without the running the risk of offending someone, or running the risk of hurting someone's feelings, or, as I was greeted in a collegiate debate round, invalidating someone's existence by disagreeing with them on a moral principle. That kind of language has become so enmeshed and bound up in our social interactions. MacDonald is saying that's not necessary, that's not right, and I don't care what happens, I'm going to fight it. For that reason, and we're going to examine this a little bit more, but for that reason alone, Tom MacDonald is a great individual, a great man. So there's a philosophical aspect to this. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the sage of America, one of my favorite philosophers, I don't agree with him on everything, but on his comments about the individual and the relation to society, Emerson was spot on. He says in Self-Reliance, this particular criteria for greatness, he sets it out here. He said, what I must do is all that concerns me, not what the people think. So you see already here in the Emersonian language, there's a separation between what people think and what you must do. Not what you shall do, not what you can do, but what you must do. So there is a duty, there is an obligation bound inside of you that you must follow. It's not just some whimsical idea. It's not just some whimsical method. It's not just some vain purpose. There is something that you must do. What I must do is all that concerns me, not what people think. What is the duty is more powerful than what is the contingent whim. A thought is a contingent whim, typically. This rule, equally arduous in actual and intellectual life, may serve for the whole distinction between greatness and meanness, so we can understand what it is to be great or what it is to be less than great, through this understanding of the duty, my ontological duty to myself, to do certain works. Let's keep walking here with Emerson. It is the harder because you will always find those who think they know what is your duty better than you know it. So you will always find folks who will try to reinvent you and put you into a box and put you into a certain phrase so they can conceptualize you. I faced this just a few hours ago with my TikTok debate. You guys can watch that on my podcast. It's coming out later tonight. I faced that. They were trying to conceptualize me and constrain me to particular things that they understood, which doesn't encompass the totality of who I am. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. If you can maintain your duty, if you can follow that rule, if you can follow that maxim while you are being pushed and pulled in many different directions, Emerson says you are great. That's why Tom MacDonald is great. Let me show you a few examples of this greatness in action. So in his song Cancelled, he mentions this. I can't be canceled. There's no way you can stop me. I'm fully independent. There's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors. Let me help you with some, yeah. I'm a racist. I'm a sexist. I'm in love with Donald Trump. You can't cancel me. My life is scandal-free. Ho, ho, ho. So MacDonald is showing an awareness of his duty, as Emerson said, to himself. And he understands this. But he understands this in relation to how people are viewing him. You can't cancel me. My life is scandal-free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses because the brand is me. My hands are clean. My family and my fans agree. See, when you can go into the world and operate with that understanding that those who are close to you love you and agree with you or support your ability to express yourself, and you yourself also have that same understanding that you support yourself and that you know your duty, when you can go into the world like that, you are a great person. You are a great man. Sun Tzu says you don't have to fear losing a single battle if you know your enemy and you know yourself. It goes back to that ancient maxim stated in the ancient Greek text, know thyself. MacDonald seems to know himself. So not only is he great because he knows his duty, he's great because he knows himself in relation to the crowd. Man, this is why he's so great. This is why Tom MacDonald's the real deal, guys. This is some existential stuff trickling down and coming into our existence, just pumping into our existence. And so he's talking about the cancel culture here, and he's saying, yes, I know my duty, I know who I am, I know what I stand for. Ergo, what can you do to me? And fake woke, which is a critique of the social justice mentality of so many people, he calls out hypocrisy, he calls out the current status of our cultural figures, he calls out the former actions of people who now proclaim to be for the social justice cause, and he just shows the stark inconsistency that exists within the culture, that is rooted within the culture, about this woke mentality. As you said, Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, but now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. So MacDonald is saying this sort of moral sanctimony that is being so endemic to our culture, that's wrong. We don't do that. And that is why this woke culture is not really at all quote-unquote woke. Because woke is a colloquial term for enlightened, for, he who understands the true light, who understands the light, who sees the truth. But he's saying, no, where's the truth in this? It's not truth. It's opportunism that they're chasing. That's why Tom MacDonald is great. Talks about how the truth is being attacked by labels. Cancel culture runs the world now. The planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged. Guilt by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. Here's the powerful thing. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that the race war would be the game they need to play for people to pick teams and the media to feed the flame. So for him, our freedom to operate in this cultural space is so constrained and tied down and bogged down by these labels, by this sort of subjective operation of reality, by this sort of conflict, perpetual conflict that is endemic into society right now. He who can exist in the crowd, this is me talking, not Emerson, but this is an Emersonian sentiment. He who can exist in the crowd, analyze the crowd, maintain himself in the crowd, and provide prescriptions for the vices of the crowd is a great man. Again, that is why Tom MacDonald is great. And before I close here, let's look at so Tom MacDonald in the hip-hop charts in the iTunes, he is second and fourth, Cancel and Fake Woke respectively. Cardi B's Up is number one. Let's look at this song real quick to show you what he's competing against. Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was ugly. Came from a B-word who N-word wanna F-word me on me. I said my face bomb, my A-word tight, rack stack up shack height. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Is Shaquille O'Neal? I don't know what she's saying. Jewelry on me, flashlight, I've been lit since last night. I guess she's trying to become a Christmas ornament now. Funny. She probably would fit. If you saw the music video, she probably would fit well as a Christmas ornament, I guess. I don't know. Hit him with that good, make a N-word, act right. Broke boys don't deserve no, you know what. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of that. That's what he's up against. Vain understandings of the human condition, reductive understandings of your worth, your value, your social capital as being extensions and reduced to your sexual viability. That is what he's up against. He's fighting a war of ideas. He's fighting a war of pretension. He's fighting a war of degradation. And guess what? The numbers are proving it. Tom MacDonald is winning. And that ultimately is why he is a great man. Think on it. As always, my friends, I love you. If you love me, please support my content by donating to PayPal, officialcwatson@gmail.com. But most importantly, my friends, please stay pensive. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this message, please be sure to support my channel through PayPal. My PayPal is @officialcwatson, as you see on the screen. Any amount helps. Thank you so much, and stay pensive.